Orava Castle, perched high on a rocky crag, overlooking the Orava River, a majestic silhouette against the Slovakian sky. For centuries, it has stood watch, a silent guardian against invaders. The castle is more than just stone and mortar. It stands as a sentinel of time, a guardian of secrets long forgotten. Each stone, each wall, each corridor holds a fragment of history, a piece of a story that has been whispered through the ages. Orava Castle, perched high on a rocky cliff, has seen centuries pass by, and with each passing year, its legends grow richer, its mysteries deeper. It is steeped in legends and lore. The old, dusty books that line its shelves are filled with stories of bravery, betrayal, love, and loss. By the flickering light of candles, ancient manuscripts reveal the secrets of the past. Tales of noble knights and fair maidens, of battles fought and won, and of the ghosts that still linger. Tales whispered by the wind that blows through the castle ruins carries with it the voices of the past. It rustles the leaves and whispers secrets to those who are willing to listen. It tells of the joys and sorrows, the triumphs and tragedies that have unfolded within these walls. Carried on the mist that often blankets the hillside, the mist that rolls over the hills and envelops the castle is like a shroud, hiding its secrets from the world. It is in this mist that the spirits of the past find their voice, their stories carried on the damp air, stories that send shivers down your spine. As you walk through the dark, eerie hallways of the castle, you can feel the presence of those who came before. The air is thick with their memories, their emotions. You can almost hear their footsteps, their whispers. These are not tales of glorious victories or valiant knights. They are the stories of the shadows, of the figures that move silently through the corridors, of the empty throne room that once echoed with the sounds of life. They are the stories of those who have been forgotten, whose names have been lost to time. They are the stories of those who never found peace. The sad faces carved in stone, the mournful expressions in the portraits, all tell of lives that were cut short, of dreams that were never realized. They are the stories of those who are trapped between this world and the next, who are unable to move on, forever bound to the castle walls. The ancient walls of the castle hold the memories of those who lived and died within them. The footsteps that echo in the empty hallways are a reminder of the lives that were once lived here. The castle is a place where the past is always present, trapped between this world and the next. The flickering lanterns that light the dark hallways cast shadows that seem to move on their own. The shadowy figures that appear in the dimly lit rooms are a reminder of the spirits that are trapped between this world and the next. One such tale is that of the Black Lady. The portrait of the noblewoman with the sorrowful expression tells the story of a woman who met an untimely and tragic end within these very walls. She is known as the Black Lady, and her story is one of the most famous legends of the castle. A noblewoman who met an untimely and tragic end within these very walls. The dark hallway, lit by a single window, is a reminder of the sorrow and tragedy that have unfolded within the castle. The story of the Black Lady is one of the most poignant tales of the castle. They say she wanders the castle still. The ghostly figure that is said to wander the castle is a reminder of the Black Lady's tragic story. She is said to be searching for something, her sorrow echoing through the empty corridors. Her sorrow echoing through the empty corridors. The long, empty corridors of the castle are filled with the echoes of the past. The footsteps that can be heard are a reminder of the lives that were once lived here, of the stories that have been passed down through the generations, searching for something she cannot find. The woman who is said to wander the castle is searching for something, her hands reaching out in desperation. She is a reminder of the past, of the lives that were once lived within the castle. Her presence, a palpable chill. The cold breath in the air, the frost forming on the window pane, are a reminder of the Black Lady's presence. Her spirit is said to still haunt the castle, her presence a palpable chill. She is a reminder of the past, of the lives that were once lived within the castle. Many have claimed to encounter the Black Lady. Her presence is often felt before she is seen, a chilling sensation that creeps up the spine. The stories of her appearances are numerous and varied, each one more unsettling than the last. Some say she is the spirit of a woman who met a tragic end within the castle walls, her soul unable to find peace. Others believe she is a harbinger of doom, appearing to those who are about to face great misfortune. Regardless of the origin, the Black Lady has become an integral part of the castle's lore, a figure of both fear and fascination. To feel the icy touch of her despair is to know true fear. Witnesses describe the air around them growing frigid, their breath visible in the sudden cold. This drop in temperature is often the first sign that she is near, a prelude to her ghostly appearance. The cold is not just a physical sensation, but an emotional one as well. A deep, penetrating sadness that seems to emanate from her very being. Visitors speak of a sudden drop in temperature, a cold that seems to seep into their bones. They wrap themselves in coats and blankets, but nothing can ward off the chill that accompanies her presence. It's a cold that goes beyond the physical, touching the very soul and leaving a lingering sense of dread. A feeling of being watched is another common experience. It's an unsettling sensation, as if unseen eyes are following your every move. People have reported feeling a presence behind them, only to turn around and find nothing there. This feeling of being watched is often accompanied by a sense of unease, a prickling at the back of the neck that makes it impossible to relax. Some even report seeing a fleeting glimpse of a woman in black. She is often seen out of the corner of the eye, a shadowy figure that vanishes when looked at directly. Her appearances are brief but unforgettable, leaving those who see her with a lasting impression of her sorrowful presence. The Black Lady is usually described as wearing a long, flowing dress, her face obscured by a dark veil. Her face obscured by shadow, she remains an enigma. Those who have seen her up close describe a sense of overwhelming sadness emanating from her. It's as if her very presence is a manifestation of grief and loss. The veil she wears adds to the mystery, hiding her features and making it impossible to see her expression. "I felt a cold hand on my shoulder," one visitor whispered, her eyes wide with fear. The touch was icy, sending a jolt of terror through her. She turned around, expecting to see someone standing there, but there was no one. This experience is not uncommon. Many have reported feeling a cold touch, as if the Black Lady is reaching out to them. The sensation is often described as a light, almost gentle touch, but the coldness of it is unmistakable. "I turned around, but there was no one there," she continued, her voice trembling. The room was empty, but the feeling of being touched remained. This is a common theme in the stories of those who have encountered the Black Lady. The sense of being touched or watched, only to find nothing there, adds to the eerie atmosphere of the castle. Another spoke of hearing soft sobs echoing through the halls. The sound was faint but unmistakable, a mournful cry that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. The sobs were filled with such sorrow that it was impossible not to feel a pang of sadness oneself. This auditory phenomenon is one of the most chilling aspects of the Black Lady's presence, a mournful sound that sent shivers down his spine. The man who heard it described it as the most heart-wrenching sound he had ever encountered. It was as if the very walls of the castle were weeping, sharing in the Black Lady's eternal sorrow. The sound would start softly, almost imperceptibly, and then grow louder, filling the halls with its haunting melody. Like the crying of a heartbroken child, he shuddered. The comparison to a child's cry makes the sound even more disturbing, as it evokes a sense of innocence lost. The sobs are not just a random noise, but seem to carry a story of their own, a tale of love and loss that has been forgotten by time. These encounters, though unsettling, are a stark reminder of the castle's haunted past. The Black Lady is more than just a ghost. She is a symbol of the tragedies that have occurred within these walls. Her presence serves as a reminder of the lives that were lost and the sorrow that still lingers. The castle, with its dark history and eerie atmosphere, is the perfect setting for such a haunting. But the Black Lady is not the only restless spirit said to roam these halls. The castle, with its ancient stone walls and shadowy corridors, has been a silent witness to centuries of history, much of it dark and tragic. The very air seems to hum with the echoes of the past, and those who dare to enter often speak of an overwhelming sense of being watched, as if the castle itself is alive and aware of their presence. Legend has it that a cruel lord once ruled the castle. His name has been lost to time, but his deeds have not. He was known for his ruthless nature, a man who ruled with an iron fist and showed no mercy to those who opposed him. The villagers lived in constant fear, their lives overshadowed by his oppressive reign. His reign marked by tyranny and bloodshed. The castle's dungeons were filled with those who dared to defy him, their cries of agony echoing through the stone walls. Battles were fought on the castle grounds, leaving the earth stained with blood. His soldiers, loyal out of fear rather than respect, carried out his orders without question, further spreading his reign of terror. It is said that his spirit, twisted by his own wickedness, still haunts the castle. Those who have encountered his ghost describe a figure cloaked in darkness, his eyes burning with an unholy fire. The air grows cold in his presence, and a sense of dread fills the hearts of those who see him. Visitors have reported hearing heavy footsteps on the stone floors when no one else was around. These footsteps are often accompanied by the sound of chains dragging along the ground, as if the ghostly lord is still patrolling his domain. The echoes of these sounds can be heard throughout the castle, sending chills down the spines of those who hear them. Others have claimed to see a shadowy figure lurking in the darkened corners of the castle. This figure is often seen out of the corner of one's eye, disappearing when looked at directly. It moves silently, blending into the shadows, watching and waiting. Those who have seen it describe a feeling of intense fear, as if the figure is studying them, deciding their fate. A menacing presence that seems to radiate a palpable aura of malice. This presence is felt by many who visit the castle, a heavy, oppressive feeling that makes it hard to breathe. It is as if the very walls are infused with the Lord's malevolence, his dark energy seeping into every stone. It felt like something evil was watching me, one terrified visitor recalled. This feeling of being watched is a common experience among those who visit the castle. It is as if unseen eyes are following their every move, waiting for the right moment to strike. The sense of being hunted is so strong that some visitors have refused to return, unable to shake the feeling of dread that lingers long after they have left the castle grounds.